Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, grateful recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, drop the video, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Other than that, guys, a pretty good day today. Actually, a really good day today. Every day is good. One thing I was able to do today was I did a video for my recovery advisor to take to her higher ups. Just thanking her and letting them know the amazing job that she's done, and it was actually nice to go back and look at some of the things that she's helped me accomplish in this first 6 months of my recovery, which started out my day feeling really good. Not only doing something nice for somebody that's helped me and so many others through the channel to help me get resources to other people that have reached out, but helping her get a better position in her job, which is going to work out with me because I'm at the point where I've got to let go of my recovery advisor and switch her over to the recovery coach position, which is fantastic because I really enjoy working with her. Guys, when you do something good for somebody else, it always comes back to you one way or another. And that's a big part of my day today. But we're going to talk about the Just for Today NA meditation, which is entitled The Masks Have to Go. So, we covered low self-esteem by hiding behind phony images that we hope would fool people. The masks have to go. Our sensitivity, insecurity, and lack of identity are often associated with active addiction. Many of us carry these with us into a recovery. Our fear of inadequacy, rejection, and lack of direction do not disappear overnight. Many of us have images, false personalities that we have constructed either to protect us or to please others. Some of us use these masks because we are not sure who we really are. Sometimes we think that these images built to protect us while using might also protect us in recovery. We use false fronts to hide our true personality, to disguise our lack of self-esteem. These masks hide us from others and also hide us from our own true selves. By living a lie, we are saying that we cannot live with the truth about ourselves. We need to be free of our masks and free to trust ourselves. Just for today, I will let go of my mask and allow my self-esteem to grow. Guys, I feel like I say it every day, but like that couldn't have described me well perfectly, and that's something else I've spoken about many, many times since I started doing these videos. I'm often brought back to the day that I was going to rehab. I was literally breaking down in tears, just thinking like I was terrified. Not that I was terrified. I was very hopeful, but I was very emotional. I was very overwhelmed because I literally started thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want my life to look like in sobriety. I don't know who I am. I don't know what matters to me. I don't know what my morals are anymore. And guys, just because I gave attention to them and then I turned my will over to my higher power, whom I choose to call God, these are all some of the very first things he started to show me about myself. And this is part of why I do everything I do and I give everything I give into my recovery. All my fears have been alleviated, and they still come up. Things, life is life. I'm learning to deal with life on life's terms, and I'm enjoying it today, guys. That's the biggest, most amazing thing for me. I had chose to be pleasant, though I'm now seeing by the joy that I carried today that I was never truly happy. I was just fooling myself and attempting to fool everybody else around me. And if you had asked me at the time, I thought I had everybody fooled. And of course, now that I'm reaping the benefits of good seeds that I've been sowing for 6 months and getting healthy, and in the feedback that I get, everybody sees the ridiculously obvious difference. I now understand that I wasn't fooling anybody. And it's funny because, I would have been the first to tell you otherwise in my former life. That's why I try not to come down on people. And I try to give them the benefit. I won't play along with the bullshit, but I'm not going to call somebody out and make them feel like a piece of shit either. I will very kindly and gently let them know that, hey, things get better, without saying, hey, I see right through your bullshit. But I do. We all do. It's almost comical to me now when I deal with people, and because I do, I stop and try and help people over at BMC and Methadone Mile and Millennia Cast and Mass Ave, and it's just I call it the heart of suffering. It's terrible over there, guys. The shit you see going on, the state of the people out there begging, and it's funny, it's not funny. It's sad, but they'll come up and, like I said, I always try to have $1 or $2 on me to give out, and I just to let them know that somebody gives a shit. I know they're gonna, they're gonna use it what they're gonna use it for. But problem, I just want them to know there's a little bit of hope, right, without encouraging any outright ridiculousness. But I also always back that up with a word of advice and letting them know, hey, listen, I'm doing pretty good today. I'm putting a nice life together. I got this nice truck. I'm running my business. I'm, taking kind of classes at Harvard. And just 6-8 months ago, I was literally right where you are. And they're usually surprised to hear that. And I know that's why you're kind enough to give to us, huh? Well, yeah, I do. I've been there. But what's more important, never mind this dollar I'm handing to you, there are beds open everywhere. And I'll stop and talk. And like, guys, somebody reached out to me and told me I had to go so I didn't lose the roof over my head, and I didn't want to go back again. And unfortunately, I was given the spark. I was beaten into desperation. I was given the gift of desperation, and I turned my will over to my higher power, and I gave my effort to building this new life, and it's been amazing. The results have been, shockingly beautiful to me. So I'll always back up giving a dollar out with, it's almost like I'm paying them to listen to me for a minute to just, hopefully plant the seed of hope in somebody's heart. And whereas before, even when I was back when I was using, I was one step away from being them, and I'd sit there with all this animosity. Oh, Jesus, fucking people sitting in the intersection begging. And yet, I was like literally one step away from being right there. And today, I deal with people as little as possible, but I've talked about it quite a bit. Somebody I used to work for who's still in active addiction, and he's kind of hit that tipping point where things are going really, really bad. Well, I fixed that pickup truck yesterday, and I told you guys I, wrote a bill that was I was happy with. Well, sure enough, and I kind of had a feeling it was going to happen. I left it possible. I knew full well he had access to the garage where the truck was being kept, and I texted him this morning. I heard nothing back, and then I got word that he was down in the garage taking the truck. So I reached out, and he had a comment about a light being still on the dash, and I said, listen, there's more damage. I got what I told you done. What I did is done. You may have more we have to do. You have to bring the truck back for more work this weekend because your belt's about to fall off, the pulley's going to blow, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, I'll be waiting for your call. Come and pay my bill. Which he kind of got a little sarcastic remark about because now he was hungover, not high. And he's taken the truck and he hasn't paid me. And I kind of expected that was going to happen. And I'm okay with that because when he calls me when it breaks down in 2 or 3 days, I'm finally going to be able to say, I'm done. So, yeah, I'm going to lose $800 on it. And he actually owes me a little bit of money from another job, so I'm going to lose about $1,000. And honestly, if I can be free from having to answer his phone calls and deal with his nonsense, then that's okay. I'm perfectly happy with that. And if I wasn't, I wouldn't have let the truck go this morning. I would have locked the garage. But I'm giving him one chance to make right. I'm not going to chase him for the money. I'm not going to call him. And when he calls me in 3 or 4 days, I'm not going to answer the phone either. Because, he'll give me some bullshit story, fix the truck, I'll pay for everything. No, I know for a fact you got a $12,000 check yesterday. I took you to go get it so you'd have money to pay for my truck. And you can pay the repair on the truck, and now you're going to not pay me? And I know so many other people that he owes money to. But again, I've made every attempt I can to help this gentleman out, and he refuses help, and now he's blatantly robbing me, technically. So I'm just going to cut the tie, and that's probably for the best because it's the last person in my life that causes me any kind of aggravation like that. Now that's one side of the spectrum. On the other side of the spectrum, a realtor that I recently met because he sold the properties over at in Roxbury that I talk about all the time, and I've been dealing with him. He's been introducing me to the new owners because I'm the point man for any warranty work and any issues they have moving in. Well, he also owns his own properties. He's now hired me to be his maintenance man. And then another one who was one of my first new customers to new business reached out this morning, and they had water damage at a place over in Medford. And I went to meet him there to schedule the work, and because he likes giving me work, he's now having me replace 9 doors in the house. I mean, that's a lot of money, guys. But this is what's happening today. People are literally doing jobs that don't have to be done, that are good ideas. Obviously, it's maintenance and it's good for the upkeep of the building. But because I'm pleasant to work with, because I'm fair and I do good work, people are willing to spend money with me that they wouldn't spend otherwise because they have me available to them. And there's no greater compliment to a business owner than that. That's amazing. It's one thing when I do work that's, you got a hole in the ceiling or you got water dripping out of the ceiling, you got a pipe that's burst. Sure, and something, that has to be done. But these doors have been hanging in that house for, 40, 50 years, and he wants to upgrade them because he wants to hand me the work. And He likes the work that I do and likes the prices that I give him. And I'm getting that in every shape of the way. My friend Doug just sold all the properties in Alaska, so he's been digging up jobs that he wanted done that just kind of almost like fill-in work, but he's got an extra he's got extra cash at the moment, so he's feeding me all sorts of work. Guys, I'm getting busier and busier to the point where it's shockingly good to me, and I'm writing good bills, paying myself incredibly well, paying my at no other point in my life could I allow somebody to screw me out of $975 and have it not hurt me. And yeah, it'd be nice to have that money, but to get rid of that aggravation, I'll take it, because now I don't have to answer his phone calls. He's got till about 9 o'clock tonight till I'm writing him off and saying, nope, you're done. When the belt breaks and the truck is broken down in 3 days, I'm going to tell him straight up, no, you can't pay me now. You had all week to pay me. You chose to screw me. Now you need me, you want to pay me? No, take it to a garage and see how much it's going to cost you there. It's finally my opportunity to cut the tie and move forward. And literally, everybody I know is in full agreement with that. He's the only person that gets me out of alignment because I'm trying to help out, and I'm reluctant to cut that tie because I feel bad doing so, knowing he needs help. But he's not accepting the help, and now he's straight up robbing me, and there's no better opportunity to put that to bed. So hopefully that'll be the last we talk about that. Guys, the reading today is an incredibly appropriate reading. I was somebody, and I'm sorry, that segued into that. I was somebody that thought I was wearing masks and thought I was fooling everybody, and I was never fooling anybody. Everybody saw right through it, but I always worked so hard that they tried to give me the benefit of the doubt because I was at least honest for the most part. And today that's not the case, right? The difference between the two is shocking to me, and my self-esteem is the most important thing. I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. The two most important relationships you'll ever have in your life are your relationship with your higher power and your relationship with yourself. If you can master those two relationships, everything else will fall into place because you won't allow the nonsense that we allowed in active addiction. You won't be part of the nonsense that we created in active addiction. And life will start to get better. Again, it doesn't happen overnight, but depending on how hard you're willing to work, it can happen in an incredibly short period of time. Guys, I'm coming up on in just probably another 10 days or so, 2 weeks. So I have 6.5 months. In 6.5 months of continuous sobriety, my life has changed in the most dramatic of ways. My friend Doug bought another property yesterday, and we were talking this morning. He said, listen, when we go to renovate this, how much work are you looking for? And I said, I want as much as you can give me. I want all the demolition work for myself. I want to keep all the work that I can for myself. Saves him money, makes me money, gets done the way we want it, and then he's happy. Everybody's happy. It's a beautiful situation, guys, and life is just getting better and better because I've mastered my relationship with myself. I put myself first in every situation. I don't allow nonsense. I don't create nonsense. That's the biggest thing, guys, is I treat myself the way I deserve to be treated, why I expect other people to treat, and I treat other people exemplary. And that's an important thing, guys. You gotta understand, the whole thing is, I don't compare myself with other people out and say, this is what's considered acceptable behavior, so that's the standard I will hold myself to. I hold myself to a standard that I'm happy with, that I'm comfortable with. So when I come home at the end of the day, I know every interaction I had with somebody, I uplifted their day, I made them happy, and guys, I get the feedback constantly. It's shocking to me how many times a day, as a matter of fact, one of our properties, we have 3 young girls from Alabama that just moved up here. I was over there doing some work today, and their parents, one of the girls' parents were up. And they walk in, and they're like, I get up and introduce myself, say, hey, I'm Pat, I'm the property manager. I'm like, oh my God, you're Pat. We're so happy you're here. We get to meet you. The girls are raving about you. We're so happy and comfortable with them being 1,000 miles away because of how you've been treating them. Guys, this is the girls' parents. I was shocked they knew who I was. But that's the thing, guys. I stand out in every situation because I just try to make every interaction I have with somebody uplift their day and better for it. If I'm going to go there and do the work anyway, why not be pleasant and see how I can make an extra step and do something nice for these girls. Like I rounded up some air conditioners for them, and I went over and installed them for them, and just nothing crazy. Everything I got paid to do. But in every interaction, guys, that's what I do. I treat people with respect. I treat them as a paying customer, whether it's a warranty or not, and I do everything I can to make things right, and I'm honest with them. I was just over in Roxbury, there was an issue. A new owner moved in. She tried to have a washer and dryer delivered, and they couldn't hook it up. And she called me. She was a little confused. She didn't really know what you were saying. I said, no problem. Let me know what day works for you, and I'll come over and check it out. And she called me this morning, asked if I can meet her there today. I said, yep, no problem. So I showed up, and sure enough, we have these flood stop requirements. So there's a device on the water that feeds the washing machine. If the water sensor on the floor senses any water, it shuts the water off the machine, so you don't have a catastrophic flood. Well, the electrician and the plumber didn't correspond. Now, most of our units are stackable, single closet. Well, these, on 2 of the units, they're side by sides, and they didn't wire them properly. So we have the water on the facing the closet. We get the water on the right-hand wall, and then directly behind that, you've got the vent and the 220 connection for the dryer. And then on the other side is the 120 volt connection for the washing machine. That flood stop has to plug into the washing machine, connect on the wall, and then the washing machine plugs into that. Well, that cord's too short, and then they're crisscrossed, so the washing machine hoses are too short. It can't be. They couldn't install anything. I got over there today, and at first I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, we can get away with a small extension cord. And then I'm looking at it, and I'm like, and let her know. I said, well, you'll be responsible. I said, I'll be happy to do it. You'll just have to pay for the cord. And she had no problem with that. But then I looked at it a bit longer, and I, whoa, wait a second here. I said, no, because I was thinking the dryer and washer, and it's opposite. And I let her know, and rather than, I already had her appeased, but the honest thing to do was to tell her, I said, ma'am, I'm very sorry. I now see that these should have been reversed. The plugs are backwards. You need longer washing machine hoses. You need mating connectors. And we need to extend the wire for the flood stop. And I'm not going to put in an extension cord because it's not on you. You didn't want no washer or dryer would fit. I thought initially that she ordered the wrong ones, but we could make it work. Now I see that it was actually it was a design problem. And I, rather than bullshitting the lady and having her, thinking about that, I let her say, no. I said, absolutely not. I said, this is absolutely wrong. This should be on this side. This should be on this side. And what I will do is I will go get extensions, and I'll extend the hoses, and I'll get a 9-foot cord instead of a 4-foot cord, and I'll wire it into it, no extension cord. I took the flood stop off the wall, I took it apart, and I replaced the cord, so it's a factory cord, and I put a 9-foot cord on there, and went up an amperage, so now it's proper. And she was amazingly happy with that, guys. And then I took it upon myself to install everything for her, free of charge. And she was blown away. She said, oh my God, it was a pleasure meeting you. I've heard such good things about you. Now I see why. This is great. I can't believe you did all this and told me everything. Guys, honesty is always the best policy. There was mistakes made, and as long as you're making up for it, you're making it right. Now they have trust and faith in you. In the past, I would have said, no, it's better just to bullshit them and just make it work. No, let them know. Yes, this is an oversight. This should have been done backwards. Clearly, common sense tells you. This is what I can do to make it right, and then we move on. And I've got customers that even when this warranty is up, I'll be their maintenance guy, their plumber, their heater. I'll be making money. All these opportunities are just opportunities for me to get more and more customers. Plus, they're referring me to their friends and family because I'm an honest guy, an upbeat guy. I'm a pleasant guy. I do good work, and I charge fair prices. Guys, it's not that hard to succeed in life when you do everything to the best of your ability. And that's all on you. If you do that, if you challenge yourself to step up and do everything to the best of your ability every day, I promise you, your life will get better and better. Mine certainly has. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me today. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. Thank you so much. We will see you in the next one.